Welcome back, everyone. I am so incredibly glad you're here. Today, we're jumping right into a brand new explainer, and we are looking at a piece of tech that is just becoming absolutely essential for drivers everywhere. We're doing a deep, completely unbiased dive into the source material surrounding the Red Tiger F17 4K 3-channel dashcam. So, if you're a focused learner looking for a clear, no-nonsense breakdown of exactly what this device promises and, what actual users say it really delivers, well, you are in exactly the right place. Let's get right into it. So think about this for a second. What if your car had a 360-degree digital shield? Let's be real, modern driving can be incredibly stressful, right? You've got distracted drivers, crazy weather, and honestly, just that lingering anxiety of leaving your car totally unattended in a sketchy parking lot. Well, the Red Tiger F17 positions itself not just as a simple camera, but as a full-blown, high-tech solution to those anxieties. It's designed to be this unblinking, all-seeing witness to your daily commute. But the big question is, does it actually live up to that bold promise?
Okay, here is our quick roadmap for today's explainer. First, we'll look at the 360-degree shield. Then, seeing in the dark. Section 3 covers smart connectivity. 4 explores how it's always on duty. And finally, we'll wrap up with the customer verdict.
All right, Section 1, the 360-degree digital shield, complete coverage.
Let's start with the absolute primary selling point of the F17. It's a 3-channel system, aiming to give you full, uninterrupted daily protection. You're not just getting one single point of view here. Up front, you've got a camera capturing crystal clear 4K resolution at a really wide 150-degree angle. Then, you've got an inside cabin camera recording at 1080p with a sweeping 160-degree view. That's absolutely perfect for monitoring passengers, checking on the kids in the back, or, if you're a rideshare driver. And finally, a rear camera monitoring the traffic behind you, also in 1080p with a 155-degree view. It's really about combining these 3 distinct angles so that whether an incident happens ahead of you, right on your bumper, or inside the car itself, you've got it all on tape. But what I find truly fascinating is the flexibility they built into the system. You aren't just locked into running all 3 cameras at those exact specs every single second. The dashcam supports customizable dual recording modes. So let's say you don't need the inside cabin camera for a specific trip, you can actually just turn it off. That lets you enable a mode with 4K in the front and 1080p in the rear, which maximizes your forward resolution. Or alternatively, you could balance the whole system out to a 2.5K dual channel mode. You literally have the power to prioritize the detail exactly where you need it most.
Moving on to Section 2, seeing in the dark, sensor technology.
Capturing great video during a sunny day is one thing, but nighttime? That's when a dashcam really has to prove its worth. So let's look at the brain behind the lens. The hardware doing the heavy lifting for the front camera here is the Starvis 2 IMX675 sensor. Now, to translate that tech jargon into actual real-world benefits, this sensor is built with a larger pixel structure. And in the camera world, larger pixels mean one absolutely crucial thing. They can gather way more light. So this higher light sensitivity means that when you're driving down a super dark, dimly lit street, the camera isn't just seeing shadows, it's capturing sharp, usable details. Now, the real magic happens when this hardware pairs up with software features like WDR, which is wide dynamic range, and HDR, high dynamic range. Working together, these technologies drastically improve the dynamic range of your image. They balance the exposure perfectly, so bright oncoming headlights don't just completely blind the camera, and dark shadows don't swallow up all the important details. By minimizing motion blur and cutting down on that grainy image noise, this tech totally prevents your nighttime highway footage from becoming just a blurry, unusable mess. Every single detail stays sharp.
Let's jump into Section 3, Smart Connectivity and Tracking, Evidence on Demand.
Look, having incredible footage is practically useless if you can't actually get to it when you're stressed out, standing on the side of the road after a fender bender, right? What's really interesting here is the 5.8 gigahertz Wi-Fi frequency built straight into the F17. Compared to the older 2.4 gigahertz models we used to see, this upgraded 5G Wi-Fi gives you a massive 4 times increase in data transfer speeds. So you aren't just sitting there forever waiting for a giant 4K video file to slowly load onto your phone via the Red Tiger app. And through that lightning-fast app connection, you unlock a whole suite of really handy tools. You can instantly access and download your clips. You can even replay videos from all 3 channels simultaneously right there on your phone screen. But perhaps most importantly, the camera features built-in GPS. This means all your video metrics are permanently stamped with real-time GPS data. It gives you undeniable location and speed evidence. So if an accident does happen, you've got this complete, highly accurate data package ready to hand over to insurance or law enforcement right on the spot.
All right, Section 4, always on duty, parking mode, and reliability.
We obviously spend most of our time away from our cars, so let's see how this device actually protects your vehicle when it's just sitting in a parking lot. The F17 offers triple parking monitor modes for all-day protection. You've got a time-lapse mode for continuous monitoring, plus a collision detection mode powered by a built-in G-sensor. If somebody bumps your car, it instantly locks that crucial footage. However, and this is a very important caveat from the source material, to actually use these parking modes, you absolutely must use an extra hardwire kit, which is sold separately. It doesn't run these modes straight out of the box on a standard cigarette lighter plug because it needs that constant, low-voltage power supply directly from the car's fuse box.
And speaking of power, this is a big one. The F17 utilizes a supercapacitor instead of your standard lithium-ion battery. If you've ever accidentally left your phone in a hot car during the peak of summer, you know that lithium batteries can swell, fail, or even become downright dangerous in extreme heat. Well, a supercapacitor stores energy completely differently. This ensures highly reliable performance, whether you're in the middle of a freezing winter or a scorching summer. It's simply not going to melt or fail you when the weather gets harsh.
Taking a super quick detour into sustainability, the source material notes that this dashcam is ISCC Plus certified, ensuring supply chain traceability for sustainable materials. Plus, Amazon highlights that they have reduced outbound packaging weight for items like this by an average of 41% since 2015. That is a surprisingly significant metric, literally saving over 2 million tons of packaging material globally. Pretty cool, right?
Okay, moving on to Section 5, the customer verdict. Trust but verify. Let's pivot completely impartially from the manufacturer's slick marketing claims to the raw, real-world experiences of verified buyers. The 2,586 global ratings this exact dashcam has received on its Amazon listing represent a massive, super credible pool of data. We are not talking about a niche product with a handful of reviews here. This is a highly popular device, which gives us an amazing opportunity to analyze its real day-to-day performance out in the wild. Breaking down that data, we're looking at an overall rating of 4.5 out of 5 stars. A massive 76% of buyers give it a full 5-star rating, and another 12% give it 4 stars. That indicates overwhelming customer satisfaction. But, as an impartial explainer, we absolutely have to acknowledge the other side of the coin. Alongside 5% sitting right in the middle, 5% of buyers gave it 1 star, and 2% gave it 2 stars. So there is a vocal segment of users who definitely had critical feedback, and we need to look at both sides to get the full picture. On the highly positive side, a ton of users completely validate the manufacturer's claims about that image clarity. One 5-star reviewer specifically noted, the front, interior, and rear cameras all have great video quality, super clear during the day, and still very usable at night. Multiple buyers praised the incredible peace of mind that this 3-channel wide-angle setup provides for their daily commutes, pointing out just how easy it is to capture critical details, like zooming in on license plates. But to keep things balanced, let's dig into the gripes. A really recurring theme in the critical reviews centers around connectivity. As one user pointed out, most cars use CarPlay. You can't connect to your phone while connected to CarPlay. See, because the dashcam relies on its own Wi-Fi connection to talk to your phone, it can sometimes conflict with your vehicle's standard infotainment systems that also demand that wireless connection. This leads to some frustrating dropouts for a chunk of drivers. Other detailed reviews mention some reliability quirks, specifically regarding the SD card. One buyer noted that after upgrading their memory card, the camera kept saying the card could not be formatted. Without formatting or recognizing the card, the camera will not record. Now, it is totally worth noting that this exact same user later updated their review just to praise the customer service, saying the company actually shipped out an entire replacement system within 2 days to fix the issue. So a bump in the road, but a solid recovery. So we arrive at our final question for today. Does this 360-degree digital shield actually offer the ultimate peace of mind for your daily drive? You really have to weigh those undeniable benefits, the high-tech Starvis 2 sensor, that gorgeous 4K clarity, the rugged supercapacitor reliability, and of course, the comprehensive triple camera coverage, against the reported quirks like the Wi-Fi interference with systems like CarPlay. The hardware is undeniably powerful, but how it fits into your specific vehicle setup is really the key. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope this structured breakdown has empowered you with the knowledge to decide for yourself.